So let's have a quick recap for the form of the passive voice. As you see here, the passive is formed with the verb be in the appropriate tense, plus of course the past participle of the verb given. For example, the terrorist was arrested early this morning. So here, as you see, we have was, which is the past simple of the verb be, because we have this morning. We just use the past simple. And we have arrested, which is the past participle of the verb to arrest. In the next example, we have Toyota cars are made in Japan, which is something known, it's normal. So we just use the present simple of be, which is are, and made, which is the past participle of the verb make. In the third example, we have a new class representative will be chosen on Monday. That means it's in the future. For modal verbs, we use always the modal verb given with be, to be, will, or can, or should, or any modal verb. And of course, the past participle of the verb choose, which is chosen. So here, as a note, we have to know that these examples show that a passive sentence can be in whatever tense you like. The tense of the verb to be changes, of course, to give different tenses in the passive. So that was a recap for the form. How do we form the passive voice? Now we move to the different forms or changes that we should do with the verb be. Let's review the verb to be. So in the present simple tense, it's is, are. In the present continuous tense, it's is, are, bien. That means bien, is bien, or are bien. In the present perfect tense, it's have been or has been. In the past simple tense, it's was or were. In the past continuous tense, it's was bien or were bien. In the past perfect tense, it's had been. And in the future tense, it's will be. And as we have said before, with all modal verbs, we just use be after the modal verb. As you notice here, we have can be, would be, should be, may be, must be, and have to be, and all modal verbs just with be.
So here we have to write or to rewrite, that means write again, these sentences using the passive voice. So here we have in some sentences we have will, which is very easy. With will, we just use the verb be after this modal verb will. Of course, after switching the object. We said that we have to start with the object, which is here the match. So let's start with the match. So here we have the match. Then we have the verb show, which is shown in the past participle. So we have here much. Then we have the verb show, which is shown in the past participle. So we can say the match will be shown live on TV. We move to example 2. We have they will choose the next Olympic city in April. So the next Olympic city, that's the object that becomes a subject in the passive. So we can start with the next Olympic city will be the past participle of the verb choose, which is chosen, will be chosen in April. Move on to the third sentence. Here we have people all over the world will watch the match. So watch is the verb, the match is the object. So it becomes the subject. Let's start with the match. The match will be watched. The match will be watched all over the world. All over the world. We move on to the fourth sentence. They have already sold all the tickets for the show. So all the tickets here is the object that becomes a subject. So we can say all the tickets for the show we have already sold. So here we have the present perfect. We should use to be in present perfect, which is have already been sold. Let's check. All the tickets for the show have already been sold. Good. Number 5, they have already made the decision. So the decision is the object that becomes a subject in the passive again. So we can write the decision. The decision. We have here again the present perfect, which is have already made. That becomes present perfect of to be, which is has. Here we have has because the decision is singular. So we should use has, not have. The decision has already, we keep the adverb, already been made. The decision has already been made. The last example, someone has already spent that money. So that money is the object that becomes the subject in the passive. Let's start with that money. That money. Again, here we have has already been spent. So we can say that money has already been spent. So let's check our answers now. Our answers were all correct. So that was all for our video today, and let's meet in another video inshallah.